Are you in a place where you feel like your intuition has gone quiet and left you completely? And you're wondering, is it gone? It's not gone. But something in your body is blocking the signal of your intuition speaking to you, communicating with you. And the question is, what's blocking it? What's creating the static? And how do you get your inner voice, your intuition back? That's what we're going to explore today. And we're also going to clear the interference together. But before we do that, if we haven't met yet, my name is Dr. Cindy Urrutia, and I'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel and download my free e-guide, Unlocking Your Inner Wisdom. You'll find it linked in the description below. Now, what's going on with your intuition when you can't listen to it, when you don't know the difference between right and left? Think of intuition like a radio station. Sometimes they're static. For example, you might be driving somewhere and you turn the knob in your car or press the button that helps you find radio stations, and automatically they're there. Other times, no matter what you do, all you get is static. That's what happens with our body, with our nervous system. Sometimes the nervous system is in flow. And when the nervous system is in flow and feels safe, you are able to access your intuition, your inner voice. But when your nervous system feels unsafe, when it feels overloaded, all you get is static because your nervous system primary job is to protect you. And if it feels that there's any threat, it's going to immediately go into overdrive. And when this happens, the amygdala, the part of the brain that scans for threat, takes center stage and it gets louder. That's the static. When that happens, the prefrontal cortex, that part of the brain related to discernment, communication, and choice, gets quieter and quieter, and you can't hear it. That's your intuition. That's your inner voice. What's happening here is that the body to brain signal that travels through the vagus nerve gets deprioritized. And that's why you can't find the radio station. That's why you can't seem to connect to your intuition. So, as a result, the pull is towards control, towards predictability. And that's when intuition gets drowned out. In fact, 80% of the communication of the traffic that's traveling from the body through the brain, through the vagus nerve, if it senses tension, if it feels unsafe, then it will correlate and equate that tension with truth, even if it is not so. Now, what's happening at the level of soul? At the level of soul, your intuition speaks in texture, warmth in the chest, soft widening behind the eyes, a grounded yes in the belly. However, if you're not feeling that warmth, if you're not feeling that widening, if you're not feeling that yes in the body, your heart field, your coherence contracts, and guidance, it's still coming through you. You are still getting intuition, but it's largely filtered through vigilance. So, how do we restore intuition if the body feels unsafe? We calm it down. A good way to do it is through the three tools I'm about to share with you. Tool number one is the 90-second coherence reset. What is it? It's a quick protocol to bring your heart, your breath, and your brain into sync so that your system shifts from protection to presence. And when you shift into presence, that's where the calmness comes in. That's where the safety comes in. So, how do you do this? You can sit or stand tall, place one hand over the heart, another one over the belly, and you soften your gaze as if you're seeing the whole room. Basically, you're widening your peripheral vision. The next thing you do is take deep breaths. As you take deep breaths, what you start to do is you start to calm the nervous system. Why does this work? Long exhales increase parasympathetic tone and improve HRV, which is your heart rate variability, which supports prefrontal clarity, that prefrontal cortex, that part of the brain that's associated with calm and clarity. In addition, because you're touching the heart and having these deep breaths, you're nudging the heart and the brain into coherence. This energetically widens the visual signal, quiets the hyperfocus, and then the heart center opens so intuitive texture can be sensed again. The benefit here is that you're going to start to feel clarity. This is going to make decisions feel more guided by your intuition. Now, let's go into tool number 2. Sound and naming release is a gentle vagus toning emotional naming practice to discharge tension and reduce mental noise. How do you do this? You inhale through your nose and then you exhale with a low for about 8 to 15 seconds, whatever's comfortable to you. It's a little bit similar to the breathing we did earlier in terms of inhaling and having long exhales. But what's different here is the low hum. And what's happening is that you want to feel it vibrate behind the sternum and the base of the throat. Once you finish humming, name whatever it is that's present. It could be tightness, it could be fear, it could be overwhelm, whatever it is, name it. You want to repeat this for 3 rounds. Hum and name. Why does it work? Vocal vibration stimulates particular branches of the vagus nerve and downshifts that emotion of charge, of unsafety. And the naming of the emotion engages the insula and prefrontal regions of the brain, reducing limbic load, meaning there's less noise. That creates room for intuition to grow. If this is softening something for you, I'm sure you'll love my meditation from fog to fire. It's a guided meditation that layers breath, sound, and focus imagery. It's only $11, and you'll find it in the description below. Let's go to tool number 3, the body compass dialogue. What is it? It's a somatic way to ask for a felt yes or no when the mind is busy. And this is actually something I do a lot. Sometimes I get in my own head, sometimes my mind is on overdrive. And the best way for me to reconnect with my intuition becomes a yes or no. How do you do this? You could either sit upright or stand with your feet apart and orient yourself. Name 3 things you see around you and let your system register that. When you're in this place a hand on your lower belly, another one on your heart, and ask the question that you have. For example, do I take this meeting this week? Yes or no? Once you ask that question, breathe. Breathe gently and notice the micro response over the next 5 to 10 seconds. Don't rush it. Allow the response to come in. It could be a subtle lean, a warmth, or a widening. That's a yes. Or it could be a subtle backward lean, a coolness, a throat tightening, some sort of constriction. That's leaning towards no. Asking yes or no questions are the simplest and fastest way to reconnect. Why does this work? Your system stores safety and unsafety in procedural memory, felt patterns that show up as micro movements and visual cues. That's why I said to you, pay attention to the movement. Are you subtly moving forward? You felt a subtle move backward, a small constriction. Attuning to those cues taps predictive processing the mind can't access by logic alone. Spiritually, what's happening here is that you're aligning the choice with the part of you that already knows. Now that you understand why it works, and if you weren't able to get a clear yes or no, repeat the step, repeat the tool, and notice if there's any micro movement. So you can try it again. Place a hand over your heart, one over your belly. Take a deep breath and ask whatever your question is. And then notice, are there any micro movements? The more you do this, and the more you start to pay attention to the micro cues of your body, the more you're going to be able to tune in to the yeses and no, the intuition that's speaking to you through the body. And the benefit here is that you're going to get grounded answers. They may be small, but they will start to come in. What we did here was calm the system, clear the charge, and we asked the body to give us answer because your intuition is not about the mind. The mind is about pure logic, control, and safety. Intuition, that inner voice, that clarity comes through the body, comes through the vagus nerve communicating between the body and the brain, comes through the nervous system feeling safe. And that's those aha moments that sometimes come out of nowhere because you're not over processing, you're not overthinking, you're not trying to control it. You are open and receptive. And when you're open and receptive, if we go back to the example of the radio station, there isn't any static, and you're able to find the station of your choice. Your intuition is always there, wanting to communicate with you, wanting to speak to you. And when your system, when your body feels safe enough to hear it, it is loud. Revisit this video. Revisit the 3 tools I shared with you. And if you'd like further support, I do offer personal sections and I do have meditations that can help you feel calm and ease. You'll find everything linked in the description below. Until next time, make it a great day.